start the clock. After the Pahalgam terror incident, India's first response was to suspend the Indus water treaty. So why does a water treaty and river hold so much significance in this brewing war? 230 million Pakistani will potentially be affected by this treaty suspension. But why? Let's explore history. The Indus Water Treaty, signed in 1960, is a water distribution agreement between India and Pakistan. This was brokered by the World Bank. It was established to resolve dispute over uses of water in the Indus River system, which flows through both countries and originates in the Himalayas. So here are some historical backgrounds. After the partition of British India in 1947, the newly formed India and Pakistan inherited a shared river system, the Indus, and 5 tributaries rivers: Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej. Initially, India controlled headworks of the river, and in 1948, it temporarily stopped the flow of water to Pakistan. Although it was restored soon after, the incident triggered a long-term dispute. After that, Pakistan raised the issue at international forums, and World Bank stepped in to mediate. After prolonged negotiations, the Indus Water Treaty was signed in Karachi by Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Pakistani President Field Marshal Ayub Khan. This was a provision of the treaty. So the treaty divided 6 rivers into 2 categories. Eastern rivers, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej, was allocated to India, and the western side of Indus, Jhelum and Chenab was allocated to Pakistan. Although India is allowed limited use for non-consumptive purposes like hydroelectric power generation and so on. So what is the importance of Indus Water Treaty for Pakistan? The western rivers are vital to Pakistan's agriculture, which supports nearly 80% of the farmland. Rivers like Indus and Jhelum are lifelines for drinking water, irrigation, and hydropower. Over 237 million people of Pakistan depend on Indus river system. With limited rainfall and glacial dependence, Pakistan's flood security and economic stability hinge on the uninterrupted river flows. What about India? What is the significance for India? So while India gets exclusive right over the eastern river, it can still utilize the western river for run-of-river hydropower projects under certain restrictions. The treaty has often seen as overly generous to Pakistan, with India receiving only 20% of the Indus water system. Despite wars and many terror incidents, both countries have honored the treaty, showing its commitment to international law and humanitarian principles. So in essence, the Indus Water Treaty is not just a water-sharing agreement. It is a geopolitical tool that has helped manage fragile peace between the 2 nuclear-armed neighbors. Its suspension, as announced by India yesterday, marks a historic shift with significant humanitarian,